Welcome to Conversations Live, where we bring you the best in music, books, entertainment, and more. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now celebrating 16 years of broadcasting, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both for our radio audience and those tuning in online. I'm always excited to share with you guys individuals who've not only been able to find their own passion, but then to be able to share that with all of us to remind us of what's possible for us, too. We're excited to welcome Solo Flow to our program today. You guys know him, of course, because of his influence on YouTube and Instagram. I want to talk to him not only about his love of life, but also what it's been like for him to be able to entertain and inspire his audience, as well as, of course, a creative brand that people have gotten to know literally around the world. If you guys are not following Solo Flow, we'll let you know how to find him online. But Solo Flow, hello to you and welcome to the program.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, man, glad to have you on with us. So let's talk about, 2020 for you. A lot of people have been kind of looking for the opportunity to be able to get out the house. You definitely have been staying busy. I noticed even on Instagram, you've been honing your skills, sharing that experience with your fans. What has it been like for you, Solo Flow, to kind of reflect on this journey that you've been on and what you've been able to do?
It's been amazing because, I'm always motivated every day, training super hard, and it's cool to, follow your passion and just, feel different. And, most people are doing, sports like baseball and basketball, but, I always wanted to kind of stand out different. And, it was cool to just, train every day and work towards something that I had envisioned for myself. And, yeah, it's really just amazing.
Yeah. So let's talk about that a little bit, Solo Flow, because I think it's great. And I think, again, it's not just you saying it. We're able to see it, right? As we kind of look
Exactly.
at, what you've been able to post as well. What is it that has kept you inspired? What made you say, I'm going to do this, and then just to go for it?
Yeah, well, I watched a YouTube video back when I was 10 years old of this guy jumping a rooftop and running up walls and doing backflips and all this, and it just I just was so passionate to be able to do that. And, I was just so motivated. And, yeah, I convinced my parents to get me a trampoline. And then I just, was just training out there all day, every day for years. And, I progressed super fast. So I guess progression is what really motivated me to continue. And just, it was it just felt amazing to do. So I just stuck with it. And yeah.
No, I'm just going to say, Solo Flow, the other side of that is, you've been able to do that, but also to share it. So I want to talk about, first of all, YouTube. Did you know going in that YouTube was going to be a great way for you to document and to share?
Oh, of course. I was always about, creating content. I always had, a talent for editing as well. So, that's where the creative gene comes in. And, yeah, I always, YouTube was always fascinating to me, so I, would always make YouTube videos, even back in the day when I started. But then recently I've kind of made it my living, my full-time job. So I've been, just making YouTube videos. I was doing daily, now I'm doing every other day. But basically I document, basically a day in the life of what I do. It's kind of like a vlog. There's some... I have a bunch of variety in my videos, but I try to capture the most of what I'm doing. And, I'm doing, crazy stunts off of, rooftops and jumping off piers and doing, some iconic stuff that people recognize me for. So, yeah, I think that's pretty unique and cool.
It is. So let's just dive into that a little bit more then. What gives you the courage to do it? Because there are a lot of people who look at you, as you know, Solo Flow, and say, hey, I want to do that, or I believe I can do that, but they don't go any further than talking about it. What do you think gives you the courage to actually do it?
Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone, they're skeptical because they're I don't want to, get injured, because it is a dangerous sport at the end of the day. But, and, I had that in mind, obviously, when I wanted to start doing flips and all this. But, I just had to, find my way around that and just kind of, fight through it. It's a struggle. It's you have to train super hard. You have to have your whole heart into it. And that's kind of yeah, I was you have to put 110% in. So you got to be safe and controlled and aware. And, that's kind of, it's definitely what I'd tell everyone who wants to start this sport, is to be cautious and do it train the right way.
Right. Definitely important, and it's great that they have you to be able to remind them of that. I want to say for those who are just tuning in, you're listening to Conversations Live. We're excited to welcome Solo Flow to our program today. We're talking with him not only about his success on social media, but also how he's been able to enjoy life, finding things that he enjoys, and then, of course, be able to share that with all of you. So clothing is another big part. Apparel is a big part of your life and your brand, Solo Flow. Was it just an obvious thing for you then to start your own line?
Yeah, I recently, within the past, I think it's been like 4 or 5 months of having the clothing brand, so it's pretty new to me. But I've done like clothing brands in the past, so I've always had like a passion for like clothing and designing and like kind of making a brand. So basically I made like a Solo Flow brand like for clothing because I knew I had a following. A bunch of people loved seeing my flips, and they're super like engaged with me, and like they always ask for merch and stuff. So it was motivating me to actually make a website for myself and start selling merch. And yeah, it's been going very well, so it's cool.
Yeah. So let's talk about the fans, because they're not just people who like to watch you do stunts, Solo Flow. These are people who have become quite invested in you. I saw the fan art. I saw the comments. How does that feel to know that you're able to have such an impact on people?
It's truly like an amazing feeling because it's something like it's so new to my life currently. Like I have, like this all kind of happened within the past, like not even a year. Like it's been like, I think like 8 months or something. And yeah, it's definitely amazing. It just motivates me to continue to make content and do what I love doing to inspire the youth and inspire people to do what I'm doing. And yeah, it's just amazing because I was actually in their exact shoes when I was a kid. I was, looking up to other YouTubers, so I know exactly how it feels to be like, like looking up to someone. So I just put myself in their perspective, and I'm just like, wow, that's crazy that I can be the leader now. Like I can be that one that I used to look up to. So it's crazy to me.
Have you always found it easy to believe in yourself?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I always had like a strong motivating like power in me, I feel like, because like I tried out like baseball, basketball, all these like mainstream sports, but I was never a fan of being like bossed around or like have a rule. Like I don't like rules. I like making my own rules. So I just loved the freedom of like, having this like independent kind of sport that I could do on my own. And like there's no like structured practices and stuff. It's just kind of like I do whatever. Like I work on my own schedule, So that's what I loved about it. The freedom of like being able to do it whenever you want, and like training at your own pace.
And I think, again, that's another cool thing. A couple more questions for you, and then we're going to remind our audience how they can stay connected with you, Solo Flow. So I want to talk about what's next, because as you said, you already are doing so many great things. I mean, what else would you like to see yourself accomplish?
Honestly, just to continue to, continue to do what I'm doing now, I feel like, and because, I've been super satisfied with what I'm doing, and like just progressing and traveling and continuing to make awesome content for all my fans to watch, and just to bring in more fans, I guess. It's like a whole lifestyle. It's a culture that people really feel a part of when they watch me. So that's just kind of what motivates me to continue to do what I do.
Well, I know our audience is definitely excited to see what's to come. So again, everyone, we're really excited to welcome Solo Flow to our program. Solo Flow, great conversation with you, man. How can our audience stay connected with you and kind of keep up with what's coming up next?
Yeah, all my social medias is Solo Flow. My Instagram is SoloFlow7, but everything else is Solo Flow. So yeah, I post like literally like every day on Instagram, every other day on YouTube, and then I also got TikTok. That's a new like upcoming app. I'm sure everyone knows about that app, but that's a Solo Flow Flips on there. So yeah, follow my journey.
Well, look, man, congratulations to you again. I appreciate you stopping by, and looking forward to having you back on the program again.
For sure. Thank you, man.
Hey, thank you, man. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Let's make today amazing. Take care.